Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Today this is an unboxing video. This will be also my first impression of this fragrance. And this is the new fragrance by Maison Lancôme. So it is Mille une Rose. So this fragrance apparently is a re-release, let's say, of a fragrance that was released in 1999. So it has more than 20 years now. So this fragrance was created, I believe the nose behind is Christine Nagel, and she's also the one who did this new edition. So I was really surprised because they re-released, let's say, this fragrance. I didn't have the chance to try the first version of it, but I think it was slightly reformulated because this one is supposed to be, let's say, a natural version of it. So it's 97% natural ingredients. So it's supposed also to use the rose de grace, the centifolia rose that is growing on their property, let's say, in Grasse. So I was really intrigued by this one, but honestly I was really on the fence if I was going to get it or not, because I was quite disappointed by the re-release of Peut-être. So I don't know. I don't know what to expect about this one. Honestly, I'm a bit afraid because I don't know if I'm going to like it or not, but we'll see. Okay, so let's show you the bottle. As usual, it's really pretty. Yes, it has this kind of door on the, I believe this is the door from their domain. And yes, what is new here is that they say le domaine de la rose. So I don't know where they sourced the previous rose that they used in the fragrance, but this one is supposed to come directly from their domain and is a bio, let's say, we say bio rose that is produced there, that they used in this fragrance. First of all, I'm really surprised about the color, but yes and no, because the first version, I believe the juice was blue, like really like navy blue or dark blue. And here I think as this is not supposed to be natural, I think they didn't use the colorant, you see, in this fragrance. So the juice is really, let's say, not colored. So this is the natural color of the juice. And yeah, we'll see. So it was a total blind buy, so I bought it based on the notes. So I think it's supposed to have pear, mandarin, orange, what else did I see? Bergamot, rose, of course. I'm hoping for lots of roses, and amber in the base. So I hope for a nice amber, not ambroxan or too much ambroxan, because yeah, this can be bothering for me. And the name, I believe you know, but Mille une Rose means 1001 roses in English. So it makes me think of the 1001 what is it? 1001 Nights tale. I don't know. Maybe this is a reference to it, or the fact that they used lots of roses to produce it. I really don't know. But yeah. So I'm gonna spray it and talk about the scent now. Okay, I've just sprayed it on paper. Okay, so I don't really get the fruitiness, but I have, of course, this centifolia rose with its facets. So I have this little, you know, this rose, I like it because it has really many facets and have something like a onyx facet to it. And a slightly lemongrass feel to it, but not as intense that I have in other fragrances like Radical Rose, for example, by Matière Première. I have a strong lemongrass feel with this one, but not in this case, not in Mille une Rose. Still, it's warm. It's not cold, I would say cold, fresh rose, but it still has this a little bit green impression in the opening. Yeah, I think it's maybe coming from the citrus notes, but the citrus notes are not that strong. I was wondering if there was going to be a strong pear note, but not really. Yeah, I really have this honeyed, almost waxy facet of the rose. It's pleasant. It's not as strong and rosy, I would say, as in Rose Peonia. So I have some other fragrances to compare with it. It's a little bit vanillic, I would say, behind. So this may come from the amber accord behind. Okay, I'm gonna spray it on my skin to see how it evolves, because usually fragrances evolve more quickly on my skin. It makes me think of something else. Of course, this composition is not, let's say, really innovative. So of course, I'm gonna think about other fragrances. I'm wondering if it's not something like Chloe, maybe Chloe. You know, the regular fragrance. I have much more fruits on my skin. I have the mandarin orange, which is really strong, and with the pear. Much more fruity and sweet on me, and have less the rose facets, okay, which is a pity because I preferred on paper so far the different facets of the rose. But on my skin, it's really the fruity notes that are coming on top that are really stronger than the rest for the moment. And much more fruity and sweet. Yeah, and I have lots of pear too, so it's funny because I didn't have that on paper. Yeah, for the moment it's a lot of fruits, and I don't really, yes, I see the rose, but it's really hidden behind. Okay, let's put it aside, see how it evolves, and maybe I could compare with the, what was it, Peut-être. So Peut-être was the fragrance that they released, I don't know, maybe 1 or 2 years ago. So I just have a sample of this one, and it was not a love for me because I found it pretty but quite boring. It's just it's a musky rose. I love rose. It can be, let's say, boring for me. I don't mind as long as it's well made, but this one was really faint, and I don't know. This one didn't work for me. Even if I have some other rose musk fragrances that I love, like Dior Rose Kabuki, I really love this fragrance. It's really pretty. I love it. But I don't know. Peut-être for me it was not a love. But okay, let's compare with it. Maybe it's the closest one. I don't know. No. Okay, no. No, this one is really soft, musky, cottony, almost more tender, let's say. But it's not bad. I like it, but to me this one is not as good, let's say, as what we used to be in this collection. This collection for me used to be really, really great, and I don't know, and quite, let's say, also innovative somehow in the notes, association of notes that they proposed, and the quality was really, really good. But at some point, I found that there was something like a decrease of in the inventivity, in the innovation in the fragrances that they proposed, and a little bit also in the quality. So I was a bit, disappointed, and especially with this one, which is nice, which is pretty, but this is something that I could see in regular collections, not in a private collection, because to me it doesn't really have the quality that I expect for a private collection. So this one was really, for me, the one that really disappointed me from this collection. So yeah, let's put it aside, because yeah, I don't see many similarities with this one, which is a good thing because yes, for me it was not a love. Okay, now I came back to it. On my skin, I'm starting to have more and more the rose, so this honeyed waxy facet. They work well together, but I think the fruity part is really, really dominant and too important on my skin, which is, yeah, a bit of a pity. Okay, let's go back to it on paper. Yeah, it's a bit better. It's a pity it's a bit better on paper than on my skin. Still really fruity. I still don't have the base notes, let's say, of the fragrance, which is rare because usually fragrances evolve really, really quickly on me, and I directly go to the base notes. It's not the case yet. I don't really have the amber yet on my skin. So I will take the occasion also to maybe compare it with Rose Pioneer, which was to me the, let's say, the peony fragrance that has the most roses, let's say. I have also Pivoine Printemps, but Pivoine Printemps is really about the peony, and this one is much more about the rose, and the rose to me here is really pretty. I guess this is also, yeah, it's a mix, I think, of Damascena and Centifolia Rose, so I thought, okay, maybe why not try this one and try to compare with it, but I'm not even sure this is rose extracted from their domain that they use for this one, and the color is really different, you see, but maybe they use colorant for it, I don't know. Maybe it's not natural, you know, this bright pink color. Wow, yeah, this one is much more stronger, but it's great, huh? I really like this one. The rose in this one is really great. Wow. Yes, I think maybe so far I prefer Rose Pioneer. Yeah, it's peppery, really peppery, spicy to my nose. I think it has some pink pepper, but it's working really well with the rose. I like that. I like it, but it's really different. This one, the rose is really stronger, really, I would say, fully developed, you know, and peppery. As in this one, it's much more, it's sweeter. You have much more fruits, I would say, note on top, which is a bit hiding the rose behind, which is, yeah, I already said it, but a bit of a pity because the rose is pretty behind. Yeah, I still have lots of pear, and the pear note is not that great, I would say. There are so many pear notes on the market, but they are really made differently. And the one that I really enjoyed the most, I believe, is the one from, yes, Musc Intense by Nicolai. The pear is really great in this one. I also like the pear note in 1932, and the one, this recent fragrance by Matière Première, which is French flower. I really enjoyed the pear in that one too. Yeah, but here the pear smells a bit synthetic to my nose. Yeah, it is synthetic, you know, but it's smelling a bit more synthetic, and it's really hiding the rose behind. So I think it's maybe not that well balanced to my nose, or at least on my skin, it's not really well balanced. But I really enjoy this waxy facet behind of the rose. Smells indeed, the rose smells indeed really pretty and natural, but the top notes, not that much. So okay, I thought maybe I could compare it with Parfait de Rose, but I think they are really too different. Parfait de Rose is really a sugared rose. It doesn't have the same spirit at all. So yeah, I don't think I have some other fragrances to compare it to. I think maybe, yeah, Chloe, or maybe Miss Dior, you know, this is more in, I'm thinking more about that type of fragrances. What was it, maybe the Blooming Bouquet, or so. Is it innovative? Is it new? Not at all. This is something you've already smelled before. This is nothing new to me. Is the quality good? I think so. I think that the rose behind is a good quality one. I like it. It's not really strong as the one in Radical Rose, for example. You have tons of roses. I was expecting a ton of roses because of the name, but I'm not really having it. I have some roses, but the rose is as strong, let's say, as the fruit notes in the end. And at the beginning, the fruit notes are really too intense and too present to me. But I think this is still a pleasant fragrance. Is it worth that price? Because here now, I believe it's 188 euro. Honestly, I didn't want to pay that much for this fragrance because yes, it was a total blind buy. I didn't know if I was going to like it, and I thought it was going a very simple fragrance, which it is in the end in the composition. So yes, I was able to get a 30% discount, so this is why I bought it, honestly. But also I realized that this fragrance, when it was released first, I think it was 110 euro, 119 euro, something like that. So the price really increased in the meantime, which is a pity, because yeah. So to conclude, this is not my favorite one from the collection. I have some other favorites. Tuberose Castane, for example, or Lavande Trianon, Iris Dragée. Yes, I have many other fragrances that I prefer to this one, but it's not the worst also to me. Peut-être is still the worst one, I think. Yeah, I think it's really pleasant, but if you want a fragrance from this range, if, I don't know, you don't have any and you want a rose from this fragrance, I don't think that this is the first one to get. You have the oud bouquet, if you love oud, which is really great, and love really sweet rose. Rose Pionia, I believe, is a bit better in terms of rose. I do prefer this one. It's stronger, it's still pleasant. They have also Parfait de Rose, which is really beautiful if you love sweet roses. Rose Berberanza also, with this pistachio note, which is great. And I believe these ones are better than this one so far, to my taste at least. But yeah, this is still a nice one. So voilà, nothing groundbreaking in this new release. I was not expecting much, to be honest, but still I'm a bit reassured, because this is, let's say, what I was expecting. I was not expecting something groundbreaking. I was expecting something nice, but not as nice as what they used to release before. So to sum up it like this, yes, this is exactly what I was expecting. So it's not a complete disappointment, let's say, but it's not a complete win either. So voilà, I hope you enjoyed my review of this fragrance. I hope it is useful for you, and I also hope to see you soon in my next video. Bye!